Hey everyone, Greg Paskal here. It's good to spend another session with you to talk about test automation. Have you ever finished writing automated testing and only to hear your end user say, hey, this automation's acting flaky, what's up? Let's review for a second what that term means, flaky automation. The idea behind flaky automation is it's any test automation you run more than one time and it gives you different results. Right? All of us have experienced that. You run it and it looks great, and then you might even run it a second or third time, it looks great, and then the fourth, fifth times it starts to act a little different. That's a great definition of flaky test automation. We'll leave the talk on flaky test automation for another video, but I want to kind of base our rest of our discussion around that. An easy way to verify that your automation is ready for prime time, that it's not flaky, is to use what I call the 5 times test. So, what's 5 times test? Well, I use this a lot with my team, and we discuss this idea that when you think your automation is done, you go ahead and execute it 5 times in a row, and you should get the identical results. So, you might decide, hey, I'm going to run it 6 or 10 times, but whatever you decide, you get the idea. You want to run it multiple times, and you want to see the same results. I suggest 5. That seems to be a sweet spot, but you can choose something different than that. So what do you do if you get flaky results? Tests that aren't returning the same result every time. They're not consistent. Well, there's really 2 things that lead to flaky tests. This is based on a lot of years of experience. It keeps coming back to these 2 things, and I share them with my team often so that when they see this flakiness come up, they know what to go after. The first one, let's talk about it. The first flaky thing that you need to go after is poor locators or a poor locator strategy. I just released a new YouTube talk on this called Basic XPath Examples, and you can find more about that at craftoftesting.com. The second issue is what we call a poor synchronization strategy. So if you're using waits, sleeps, wishes, whatever you call it in your automation, you really need to revisit your synchronization strategy. Now, there are 4 fundamentals to synchronization. These should be methods that are part of your framework, your automation strategy. The first of those 4 is exist. In other words, at this exact moment in time, does my locator exist? Number 2 is, does it not exist? The locator I'm expecting to not be there. It shouldn't be there. It doesn't exist. It's a not exist. The third one is wait to exist. And that's all about waiting for a certain designated amount of time for a locator to exist. And once it does, the automation continues. It doesn't keep waiting around. And the fourth is really similar to that, which is wait to not exist. This is great for dialog boxes. Things that you know that are going to be there and then go away. We use a wait to not exist synchronization approach. If you don't have those in your framework yet, I really suggest you put the time in and build them. They're going to pay off in the long run, and you're going to find your automation runs a lot more solid. So let's button this talk up. Start using this 5 times test to ensure your automation is working reliably. Kick it off tomorrow when you're writing your new code and you just need to know it's ready to deliver. You'll build a solid reputation with your users, and they'll appreciate all that hard work you put into that awesome test automation and that you developed for them. So until the next time, this is Greg Paskal, and I want to encourage you, pursue the craft of testing well. Bye for now. I would love to connect with you, so feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm very easy to find at Greg Paskal on LinkedIn. For those of you who are in the automation world, take a look at my book, Test Automation in the Real World. You can find more about that at realworldtestautomation.com.